Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah reading is called Shoftim. And Shoftim is all about justice, the dispensation of justice, the equality of all people, great, small, rich, poor, makes no difference. Everyone is equal, just like that statue of justice that stands in the courts of our nation, where the woman is holding the scales and she is wearing a blindfold. That's how justice is supposed to be. Blind to appearances and open to facts. In this week's Torah reading is found the very famous phrase, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, justice, justice thou shalt pursue. Not one justice, but it's said twice. Why? Make absolutely sure that you're not showing preferential treatment to anyone. In this, the unusual case in this week's Sidra of the Egla Arufa, where a body is found outside of the city walls, well outside of it in a valley. Nobody can identify who it is. In ancient times, perhaps they would just let the body rot, absorbed by the earth. In better times, perhaps they would inter the body. But in these times, a different event took place. The elders of the city looked at the body, could not identify it, and this is how the Torah depicts it. It says, the elders of the city washed their hands at the place where the heifer's neck, which is what they were required to do, was broken. And they said, our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Now, of course, everybody knows that they weren't shedders of blood, and they washed their hands of what crime? They did nothing. This person is unidentifiable. And yet, somebody's got to take responsibility. This is a very powerful idea in this week's reading, that we are responsible for our surroundings. If there are poor people that live in our city, it's not their problem, it's our problem. If there are people who have addictive qualities, or alcohol addiction or drug addiction, if there's violence going on in our city, it's not their problem. It's my problem, it's your problem, it's our problem. We live there and we have to fix it and take responsibility for the problems that exist around us. That is justice. And even though we may have nothing to do with the fact that there was a shooting at a local bar, we're living here. And we need to do something about the fact that there's too much shooting going on, too many guns, too much violence happening in our midst. Whatever the situation is, we are responsible for where we live and responsible to the people whom we live with and who live around us. Powerful? Yes. Meaningful? Yes. And compelling, most of all. Shabbat Shalom.